Hey guys, Metal Viking 82 here, back with yet another Viking Orations. Got another review for you today, and this time I'm going to be talking to you about the debut demo from the band Worm Altar, simply entitled Demo 2022, out now on Acid Redux Productions. And if you're not familiar with Worm Altar, it is a one-man doom death band project, however you want to consider it, out of Portland, Maine. Not exactly sure when this project was actually formed, but it is the brainchild of a man just simply calling himself Scott, who handles everything here. As I said, this is the debut demo. It is 3 tracks, just a little over 8.5 minutes in length. Now, originally, this was released independently as a digital-only release, and then Acid Redux Productions actually decided to release a tape version of it, which also came with this really cool little patch. And yeah, that was limited to 75 copies, so less than 100 available. So I was really happy I was able to pick one of these up. And honestly, I discovered this band, or again, project, however you want to look at it, when someone posted the Bandcamp link in one of the Facebook groups that I am in, and I was actually really struck by the primitive sounds that I was hearing when I was listening to this demo. So when I heard a tape was soon to be available, I couldn't wait to get my hands on a copy. This demo starts with some feedback, and then you're just hit with the heavy, nasty, chunky guitars, the thick, fuzzy bass, and a nice slow drum beat with some nice double bass. Then about 18 seconds in, you get a which that's a terrible imitation, but you get the point. And I also love that really creepy church bell at the 109 mark. It just really gives off a really unsettling atmosphere. Overall, the guitars on here are really heavy toned. You get a lot of slow, heavy riffing with some more mid-paced moments at times, and you do get some feedback thrown in. And you know, the guitars, they could even be a little bit emotive, if you will, show a little bit of emotion. Good example, track number 3, Torture Hammer. They really show off a little bit of emotion there. As stated earlier, the bass is thick and fuzzy, easily heard throughout, giving the songs a really solid backbone and giving a nice wall of heaviness to the overall sound. Again, going back to track number 3, Torture Hammer, I love that bass intro right after a brief guitar feedback. You know, that thick, fuzzy tone just really gives it a serious Mortician feel to it. And of course, absolutely love Mortician. Solid drum production overall on here. I really love the kick drum sound here, especially during the slow double bass sections. Now the snare, it has a good snap to it, but something about it just makes me feel like the entire drums were done by a machine. Which, you know, there's nothing wrong with that as long as they're done right. I mean, it's not too bad, but I don't know. It seems like I was just getting a drum machine vibe off of it. Vocally, you get a nice, powerful, low-end growl that's kind of cavernous, really, and it has some screams thrown in at times. One of the other things that I picked out while listening to this demo, track number 2, Primordial Gut Feast. At about 1:30 into the song, I loved these haunting, creepy keyboards that come in, playing these slow, kind of one-note strokes. And then I love how at about the 1:59 mark, the last note, it hits and then he just holds that note and then it kind of fades out. I just love the way that sounded. Overall, I think this is a solid debut offering of just some dirty, primitive doom death. It has that slow, heavy, evil vibe to it, which honestly the keyboards and even the church bell definitely add to that overall vibe. Definitely a project I am going to be keeping an eye on, as I'm curious to see what he has in store for us in the future. I would give this a solid 9 out of 10. Go check out Worm Altar. I will be leaving a link down below to the band's Bandcamp page and even the Acid Redux page as well. Like I said, this was only limited to 75 copies, so if you like what you hear, pick a copy up. Like I said, I checked this morning and they were still available. I don't know exactly how many are available, because usually when it gets really low on stock, they say, like 6 available or 2 available or whatever. But it just showed that they were in stock, so if you really dig what you hear, go pick up a copy and you will get a really cool patch as well. So yeah, that is going to do it. Thank you so much for watching and subscribing, and until next time, stay brutal.